Can't believe it. So yeah, good evening to everyone. Please share this. Let everyone know we are here. This is obviously mainly for the DBE learners, but it's going to benefit the IEB learners as well. Guys, can you believe we are at the end of the year? We are at the end for the DBE grade 12 learners. We are at the end of the road for CAT. Sure. Wow. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. So we've got about 2 minutes. 2 minutes before we begin. You've still got time to invite people, share this with others. You know what? I'm not sure. I was aiming for about an hour. So let's see what we can do. I have put in a lot of work for this. So we'll see how far we get. If you can't join for the entire session, then you know what? The live is going to be here. It's going to be here. So you can always have a look at it afterwards, especially as you prepare early hours of tomorrow morning, some of you. So, yes. So, yeah, for some of us, it's been a 3-year journey. For some, 2 years. For some, you only joined the Education with Mr. Ambry family this year. Oh, thank you so much. You're a lifesaver. No problem. Much appreciated. I appreciate all the well wishes and the thanks and the appreciation. It means a lot. That, learners, is what means the world to me. When I give the best that I possibly can, and there's just that appreciation that comes back. So thank you to all of you. And thank you to all of you for growing the channel as you have. I mean, I know I had a bit of a glitch this year at the beginning with my stuff getting stolen and that, but here we are. I pushed hard. We are back on track. And so, first of all, just a big congratulations to all of you for making it this far in CAT. This is the live for CAT. Yes, this is preparing for the grade 12 theory paper, the DBE theory paper that you are writing tomorrow. Okay. Right. So it is 7 o'clock. Folks, good evening. Welcome, especially a huge and special welcome to the grade 12 DBE learners. This is going to be it for CAT. And I just want to thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the comments, all the views, all of that, for sharing this with others as well. And just for us being able to help as many CAT learners around the country as possible. Okay, so this is how we're going to do things. If any of you joined us for the live with grade 11, you'll know how this is going to work. Those of you here on TikTok, you obviously won't be able to see the questions I'm going to be throwing up, but I'm going to be reading the questions. So if you have, answers, just pop it in there in the comments. Hi, Amy. I'm glad to have you here. So just pop it in the comments there. And I'm going to have learners on YouTube as well if you want to go check that out to see everything. But again, the recording is going to be there once the session is done. I just want to answer one or two things quickly before we begin. So for theory, please, I have like all the videos for DBE covering section A, B, and C of the paper for last year. That's on the channel. Then at the end of that, there's a link to the previous year's papers. And in the description of those videos, there's past papers as well, an exam guidelines booklet, the whole works. Even a link to my gizmo.ai flashcards. So please go and check all of that out. Right. Here we go. So, sharing the wrong screen here. Let's get started. Okay, so, those links will be in the description of those videos. That's section A, B, and C for 2020. It says 2025, but it's the 2024 paper. Right, so here we go. There's our first question on the screen. What is the main function of the CPU? And those on TikTok, you're just going to answer A, B, C, or D. Is it to A, store data, B, process data, C, display images, or D, connect to the internet? What is the main function of our CPU? At this point, we should we should know that. Yes, that is going to be B. That is to process data. Will the live be available afterwards? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Okay, so we're going to be moving fairly quickly through this. So there's a lot of questions. Just stick with me. Just stick with me. Let's look at the next one. There's two examples of RAM. Now I'm showing you these images as well. And for those of you on TikTok, I suggest you go and watch this afterwards, because one of the things that does come up, especially for IEB learners, is pictures of the hardware. They ask you for this so that you can identify it, right? So what does RAM stand for? Is it A, random access memory, B, read all memory, C, rapid access module, or D, run all mechanisms? So for those of you on TikTok, it's going to be a little more difficult because I'm just going to, okay, lovely. I'm getting it. A. There we go. I'm getting A. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Now I'm going to add this. It stands for random access memory. Remember, it's volatile and it is a temporary storage area, right? You're thinking of read-only memory, which is the ROM. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is very interesting because with your SSDs, you can get different types of pictures, and I'm showing you on the screen the different types that you can get. Here's the question. Why is an SSD faster than a normal hard drive or a traditional hard drive? A, it uses flash memory. B, more platters. C, spins faster. Or D, has more cache. Which one of those? Which one of those? Let's see. I'm getting A. A. All the way through. There's A as well. Yes. Our SSD is faster because it uses flash memory, right? Flash memory. Jefta, how I miss your classes. No, all the best to you. I see what you're doing. Keep it up. So uses flash memory. Please remember, your SSD is faster than your normal hard drive, your traditional hard disk drive, because it has faster read-write speeds. Please don't just say it is faster. You're going to get that wrong. You've got to indicate it's got faster read-write speeds. And even if you say it uses less electricity, you have to say it uses less electricity in comparison to your traditional hard drive. Okay? Please, you need to be saying that. When we talk about flash memory, it just means that the SSD is working in the same way as your flash drive does, right? So there's no moving parts inside. We can quickly copy and paste information to that. So yeah, that's what we're talking about there. All right, moving on. Here we go. Yeah, here's another one. The motherboard. So what is the function of the motherboard? Power storage, A. Connects components, B. Internet access, C. Or sound control, D. What is that? What is the function of the motherboard? And what am I getting? Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting B. B. Yes, it connects components, right? Please also, when you go through this again, do check the ports on the motherboard. Familiarize yourself with that. I'm getting a whole lot of B's coming through here. So, yes. Right, next one. This is one that's come up. The GPU, right? Okay, I can't say what it stands for. What does it stand for? What does GPU stand for? And for those who are watching the video, you can see an example of this. For the IEB learners, guys, this is stuff that came up that many got wrong. So what does the GPU stand for? And I'm not even going to give you the options. What does it stand for? I've got some going here. A. Okay, remember GPU. Sure, you people are on point this evening. Our GPU, what does it stand for? Our graphical processing unit. Graphical processing unit. Now, here's another question that goes with that. What is then the function of this GPU? And there's no options. So if the GPU stands for graphical processing unit, what does it do? What is its main function? Let's see. Who's going to give me an answer? Okay, I've got pixels on screen. Okay, so you know it's to do with graphics, right? What is it doing? That's fine, Static. You will get it because you've already got that part that says, okay, graphics, so it's got to do with picture something. What does it do? Okay, the graphics of the computer. Yes, I've got enhances shown media and quality. Okay, anyone else? Graphics of the computer, how clear it is. So let's get a nice definition. What does it do? It's there to rapidly process graphics and display them on the screen. Now, we're saying it does so rapidly. Why? Okay, I've got one here. It's to process data and picture on the computer. A curtain graph. Okay. I am going live next week, so don't worry about that. It accelerates things like, it accelerates the graphics processing for things like gaming and video editing as well. So our graphics processing unit, it is there to accelerate that process of getting the graphics onto the screen, but not just normal graphics, for our graphics for our gaming, graphics for video editing, all of that. Again, I'm mentioning this because these are things that come up in the IB paper as well. All right, I've got to enhance graphics. Yes. Okay, lovely. Next one. This is one that came up. Like in last year's paper, I saw it there. Yes, it will, Martin. It will. What is the PSU responsible for? Like, first of all, what does that stand for? PSU. Can anybody tell me? What does PSU stand for? Come, people. Come on. Let's go. Let's keep it up. PSU. Yes, almost there. Power. Yes, I've got B's here for my multiple choice as well. It is our power, and don't get this wrong, the power supply unit. Okay, so if they ask you what does PSU stand for, you're going to say power supply unit. If they just ask you what it is, you can just say power supply. All right, let's go. Here's another one. What is a NIC used for? And let me just ask this question. When you hear NIC, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? The NIC. What are we talking about? We're talking about a network interface card that allows us to connect to networks. And that's why our question was, what is the NIC used for? And it's used, there we go, Jordan getting that, to connect to a network. That is as simple an answer as you want. Now, I'm showing you both those pictures because one is for a wired network. So you can see the port over here with a cable. The other one helps you to connect wirelessly. That's a fairly old card there. Right, let's go to the next one. Here's one that comes up often. The difference between a router and a switch. Okay, so here on TikTok, you guys won't see it because the live is on YouTube with the pictures and everything. So you can always jump from here to there. You can always check out the recording, up to you. What is the difference between a router and a switch? Oh, yes. I've got A. Will we cover? Whoa, that comment went by so quickly. Will we cover? Yes, we are going to. So the difference between a router and a switch, a router connects networks, and I'm going to touch on that. And a switch connects devices and or network segments. Please, that's something that comes up. So yeah, you want to make sure you know the difference between that. Sorry, I can't always keep track of all these comments that are just flooding in here. Let me just take this banner off. So beautiful work, guys. Right, let's continue. Give an example of an input device. And for those on TikTok, any input device. Is a monitor an input device? Is a printer an input device? Is a projector an input device? Or is a keyboard an input device? I've already got B, keyboard, B. Yeah, I can see you guys have been prepping. Yes, keyboard. Please know the difference between your input and output devices. Guys, you know a big chunk of this is based on grade 10 work. Right, here's another one asking, which is an output device? A scanner, B, a webcam, C, a speaker, or D, a mouse? Which one of those is an output device? So I've got C this side. No. So remember our scanner? Okay, let's go with this. A scanner is an input device because you scan into the PC. A webcam, you're taking the image that you see here and it's going into the PC. The speaker is taking what's in the PC and bringing it out of it. And the mouse is me giving instructions using that hardware and sending that instruction into the PC. Okay, beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Right, let's move on. So those are the basic things that you'll find sort of in section A. Section B, we move on to internet and network technology. So please take note of this. This is the first big one now. They talk about network topologies. This is something that comes up, okay? So if you've already done your prep work and you've looked at network topologies, which of the topologies that I'm mentioning here on the screen, star, ring, bus, or mesh, which one of them uses a central hub? And I know some of you haven't done topologies, but I'm going to touch on it now. So I'm just asking the question first, and then you will see why. Okay. I've got A. I've got C as well. I've got A. All right. So let's jump into this. The answer is A. So now we need to ask quickly, what is a network topology? So a network topology is two things. It's the physical structure of the network and also the logical way in which the data is moving, right? And there are different ways. For those of you on TikTok, please go and check out this live afterwards. How do you join live on YouTube? Just go to Education with Mr. Hambury, click on the live. We are here. So you get four main topologies: your star, ring, mesh, and bus topology. Guys, please just understand what a topology is and then go and check out each one of these and how they work, right? Because that was a typical question that they can ask you based on the topologies. I think usually with that, you'll get questions around what would the advantage be? Now, I just want you to think of the star topology. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Your star topology has a central point in the middle. So let's say we have a hub and we've got all our PCs connected to it, each one having their own cable. Can you just think of an advantage to doing that? Because if one PC collapses, if one PC gets disconnected or switched off, does it affect every other PC on that same hub? No, it doesn't, right? Because they all have individual cables. However, if the central hub goes down, everyone goes down. So those are the things you need to bear in mind. That's all you really need to know there as far as the topologies are concerned. So yeah, that's definitely something you want to go through. That's why I was asking the next one. Based on this, which device connects multiple networks together? And it might seem like a tricky question. Think now. Which device connects multiple networks together? Is it a switch, a router, a bridge, or a hub? Which one? Listen to the question. Which device connects multiple networks together? A switch, a router, a bridge, or hub? Yes, this is for grade 12. We're just doing a general Q&A to get you ready for tomorrow. That's it. So just everything. Okay, so I've got some people B, D. I've got lots of different answers. Okay, so let's go through this. The answer is a router. And why do we say that? Because the network that you have in your home, do you have a router at home? Yes, you do. Is your home a network? Yes. Remember our home area network? Yes. So you're connecting your home network to what network? To the internet. The internet's known as a global area network. So have you got two different types of networks? Yes, you do. Are you connecting them? Yes, you are. Through what are you connecting them? Which hardware device? That is your router. Okay. Remember, your switch connects different network segments. So think of it this way. If you have two computer labs and they're in two different rooms and you want to connect them, you would use a switch. Okay? Right. I hope that helps. Then, remember, we're still on internet and network technologies. What does IP stand for? When we talk about an IP address, what does IP stand for? Come on. What does IP stand for? And I've got answers flooding in here. A. Yes. And that is our, call me sassy. It's our internet protocol. Okay. So what is this IP? What is this IP thing? When we talk about an IP address, please remember it's like a digital mailing address. It's like you having your particular address on a network. So when your device links up to a Wi-Fi connection or anything like that, you get an IP address that's your individual distinctive address on that particular network. Right, next one. What does bandwidth measure? Like when you see bandwidth, when you see that term in a question, what is it talking about? What is it talking about? And obviously for those here on YouTube, guys, thank you for the support. Oh my word. We've got like 100 people here on TikTok, 100 here on the YouTube live. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Keep sharing. We're here to help. This is the last push for the grade 12 DBEs. All right. So what does bandwidth measure? And I've got some answers here. B-A. And it is network speed. The amount of data that can be moved across that connection. And that's where we talk about our megabits per second. Okay, next one. When you hear the term cybersecurity, which of the following options measures cybersecurity or is a cybersecurity measure? Sorry. I am doing it for the IB. Don't worry. I'm there. I've got everything scheduled. A firewall, a monitor, a modem, or a projector. Which of these is a cybersecurity measure? And yes, guys, I can see you put in the time. I can see this. It is a firewall. Please remember, please note, a firewall can be software or hardware. Okay, so you can have that. Next one, what is 4IR short for? When you see this 4IR, what is it short for? This should be a simple one. Aisha, you've got this. Don't worry. We're here to help. Yes. I see it. I see it coming through thick and fast, guys. The fourth industrial revolution. Okay, so here's my question for you. What does that mean? What does that mean? Here's your definition. It's a new era in which technology is changing how we live, work, and interact by merging the physical, digital, and biological worlds. So it's where technology and humanity, it's basically changing how we do things as human beings. Okay, beautiful. Here's another one. And I just included this because there were a few things I added today as well. The Internet of Things. I'm sure you've come across this term, the Internet of Things. So what is that? What does it mean? It's simply talking about everyday objects connected to the internet, collecting and exchanging data to operate more efficiently. This is CAT. So there's your definition for the Internet of Things. Everyday objects, like a light bulb. Suddenly now we have Wi-Fi bulbs, and you can connect to that and you can switch it on via your phone. All of those things, right? So that's what we're talking about when we refer to the Internet of Things. Now, I have seen this in a few papers. I'm not sure if it's going to come in. I really don't want to say whether it's going to come in or not. No, Aisha, we've got everything on the channel here for you, right? Our light bulb, yes, because you get these smart light bulbs now, and it can connect to your Wi-Fi at home. And then you can connect through that via your phone. Usually some sort of app or something like that. So DNS, and I know many of you might not have heard of this, but what does DNS do on the internet? And I can see those who've been studying it. I can see those, right? When you see the term DNS, it's talking about translating the IP address to a domain name. Now, what on earth does that mean? Let me ask you this. When you go to your favorite website, let's say you go into Shein or Temu or any of these others, you're doing some shopping online, right? Do you go type in a IP address? Do you actually go type in like 192.168.5.4? No, you don't. So what do you end up typing in? You type in the URL. You type in the website address, right? Words. So DNS then links up that with the particular IP address. There we go, the Internet Address Book that translates human domain names into that IP address, and then your website loads. All right, let's keep it going. Give one example of a cloud service. And I've got Google Drive, Chrome, Windows Media Player, and MS Paint. Give me an example of those, of a cloud service. Okay, I'm getting some answers. Here. Okay, yeah, I've just got an exclamation mark. I've got A. Okay, D. Right, so our cloud service, yes, Google Drive. I see it coming through there. So, yes, it is Google Drive. Now, let's just understand this. The IEB for theory is going to be on the 17th. Okay. When we talk about cloud storage and we talk about online storage, this focuses on making files accessible, shareable, and collaboratively editable from multiple sources. Guys, you don't have to use the words exactly, but that's what it is. Cloud storage is just a server that you contact via the internet where you are being able to store files to. Google Drive, Samsung Cloud, what can you do with that? Can multiple people work on the same document? Can you share it? Right? So that's what they're talking about. So please don't get confused when you see cloud storage and online storage. I'm basically talking about the same thing. Next one, which wireless technology is used for short range? Look at that. Short range communication between devices. Yes, it will be available. Which technology is used for short range communication between devices? And please go and check out advantages and disadvantages of these. Yes, it is Bluetooth. Well done. I'm just bringing up all those comments, guys. I love this. Love all of you being here. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for all the support and being with me along this journey. And I'm privileged to have been with you on this journey as well. Right, here we go. Next one. What is one ethical? Okay, here we go with ethical issues now. One ethical issue of using social media at work. I mean, we don't do that. Do we? We don't use social media at school, do we? No. But what is one ethical issue? Productivity loss, improve collaboration, more team spirit, or better data security? And I'm seeing the flood come in here of, I've got just going A. Afton, yes, distracting. So it's going to be the productivity loss. Yo, you guys are just hitting it here. Yeah, you know that because when you sit on your phone and you scroll, what happens? Hours can go by, right? Hours can go by. So let's just bear that in mind. Okay, beautiful. Let's continue. We're now going into section C. So here, this is information management and solution development. So a lot of this comes from some of the prac work that you've done. Okay, so please don't erase the prac work. Keep it there because they can ask you some theory questions based on that. Right, here we go. Here's the question. Define data validation. When they talk about data validation, what are we talking about? Sorry, this light is making me very hot here. And all this energy because I'm ready, guys. Are you ready for that paper tomorrow? How are you feeling about that paper? Let me know how you're feeling as you answer these questions. So define data validation. What is data validation? I've got a ton of answers here. A with the options. And when we talk about data validation, we're talking about checking data for accuracy. Don't be nervous, JD. We've got everything for you here. You'll be okay. Right? Checking data for accuracy. Here's another question. Which spreadsheet feature keeps a cell reference constant? Think about this now. Which spreadsheet feature keeps a cell reference constant? Okay, some of you saying you are stressed. Some of you saying you are ready. Yo, that's Jolene. That's actually quite a question. I don't know. But you know what? If you need that to help you, go for it. Right. Remember, we want to keep the cell reference constant. So that is absolute cell referencing. Yes, beautiful. Absolute cell referencing. Fantastic, guys. I was here, Lisa. I was here. You see, this is why I'm telling people to share this, because there are those who don't even know that Education with Mr. Hambury is here, and we want them to know. For grade 10, 11, and 12, we are here. Next question. What is a primary key used for in a database? Simple question. Why do we have primary keys? What is it used for? What is it used for? Thank you so much, guys, for sharing the live. I really appreciate it. All right, what is it used for? Yes, I've got a whole bunch of answers coming through. Also here, validation rule, unique records. And what is it? It is very simply, yes, VD, they are unique to uniquely identify records. That's what it's there for, right? That's what our primary key is there for. It seems like everything is A, but not quite. All right, let's keep moving. Which chart best shows parts of a whole? Oh, and here we go, Black. It's probably going to be A again. Oh. Which one? It's going to be, yes, I see the answers that side on TikTok. Pi. Here we go. A. And yes, that is our pie chart. Okay, next one. Amen. Behold, I come quickly. Amen. The YouTube channel is Education with Mr. Hambury. Nadine, I'm doing general prep for tomorrow's theory grade 12 exam, CAT grade 12 exam. Which logical function returns true only if both conditions are met? Which logical function returns true only if both conditions are met? And yes, that is the function AND. Now, I'm trying to show you here, and I can't obviously show you everything. No. Remember, if both functions must be met. So we can't use if And or we must use and. So I want to just say this. You can see how some of these questions are coming across, right? Obviously, they're not all going to be in multiple choice. But what I want you to see is what type of questions can come through and what is most likely going to pop up into your paper as well. So this could very well have been an if statement that they were talking about, or concatenate, or anything like that, right? Let's move on. Next one. Give one way to improve data accuracy when capturing survey results. And I always say this, think about this. You've got a friend. You know that friend that if you ask him to do something, he's going to do it wrong? The one that's bound to type in a keystroke incorrectly. So how do we prevent him from doing that? Because we want him to do a good job. But how do we prevent him from doing that? That's what the question is. How do we improve data accuracy when capturing survey results? Can we use drop-down lists, skip validation, enter free text, or use random values? Yes, we can definitely use drop-down lists. We can use an input mask as well, right? We can use that. Validation rule and text, yes, we can use that as well to make sure that whatever we want him to enter, that they're actually going to enter that. Okay, so any one of those answers, I just used one of them here. Right, here's another one. What is the purpose of a query in a database? Like, why do we use queries? To extract specific information, to format text, to delete tables, or to print reports. And I can see probably in my rush, everything was turned into A. So I'm getting A. Yes. Guys, this was like, I was trying to get all of this stuff done very quickly to make sure I've got everything here for you. The query is not to format text. The query is to extract specific information. That's what the query is there for. Remember, we're doing a query off a database table. So the table has all the information, and then we want to extract specific items, specific information from that. Okay. Next one. What is an algorithm represented by a flowchart used for? I'm going to, don't worry, I'm getting there. What is an algorithm represented by a flowchart used for? Yeah, no, you're not going to be that lucky, Jordan. Oh, you're not going to be that lucky. As long as you know what the answer is, okay? It shouldn't be much different. It shouldn't be. So let's just define, first of all, before we get to the answer, what is an algorithm? And this already gives us our answer. It's a step-by-step set of instructions to solve a problem or to complete a task. That is what is meant by an algorithm. And I've given a picture here on the screen so you can see. There we go. The lamp doesn't work. Well, check that the lamp is plugged in. If it's plugged in, or yes, check the bulb. If it's not plugged in, you need to check something else. So it's a step-by-step set of instructions to solve a problem or complete a task. Okay. Right. So why are spreadsheets useful in data analysis? So I'm live here and I'm live on YouTube as well. Education with Mr. Hambury. Ach, no, man. Aviation, sorry about that. I did ask people when the exams are. So, yeah, we tried to get through everything. Okay, so why are spreadsheets useful in data analysis? Why? Because they allow formulas and graphs. Folks, I'm just, again, trying to show you how these questions are asked. Here's another section, section D. So this is social implications, right? Ethics. When we talk about plagiarism, here's the first one. What are we talking about? What are we talking about when we talk about plagiarism? It is copying someone's work without credit. Okay? Please know the difference between that and our copyright. They can also ask you questions on ergonomics. So From what I've got listed here, they want us to choose one ergonomic tip for computer users. So when we talk about sitting upright with the monitor at eye level, is that a form of ergonomics? Using my laptop on the bed, is that an ergonomic tip? What is ergonomics? Remember, it's us dealing with, yes, sitting upright. It's us dealing with the computer equipment in a way that doesn't harm us, right? It takes us into consideration, our posture, doing repetitive tasks. That's why we talk about RSI and things like that. So an ergonomic tip is one that's best for you to be able to use that computer for a long period of time. Okay, our digital footprint. What are we talking about when we mention our digital footprint? We're talking about all the information that you and I leave online. Folks, please, that term can come up in a scenario. Okay? Please, it can come up in a scenario. So just bear that in mind. Right. Okay, green computing. Now, look, don't worry about the fact that a lot of these answers are it's about understanding how they ask the question, what they're looking for in the wording, right? That's why I'm throwing all these things up here. So what does green computing promote? It promotes eco-friendly use of technology. So please think now. Green computing, eco-friendly use. Can you give me an example? Come. Seen as, Londi, yes, it is. Seen as a lot of these answers are sorry, I'm just dying of the heat here. Can you give me an example of an eco-friendly use of technology? Give me one example. Printing on both sides of the paper, beautiful. We're talking about using the computer without harming the environment. Yes. Here's another one. Can green computing contribute to reducing pollution? Yes. Printing in grayscale. Sorry, that comment went. Printing in grayscale, proofreading before printing. Why is proofreading a thing? Simply because we don't have to then reprint. So you're not going to print, read, check everything, and then print again. No. Recycle your old computers. You can even say that you are going to donate your old pieces, especially if it's a scenario where they're talking about upgrading, anything like that. So yes, we proofread in case we make any mistakes. A strong password. They talk about passwords. Why is a strong password important? Why? Because it protects against unauthorized access. So here's my question. Give me an example. Or let me ask this. What must I take into consideration when creating a strong password? What must a strong password have in it? What must a strong password have in it? I've got 14 characters here. Okay. Using symbols, special characters, letters, special characters. Yes. That can be an actual question. Yes. Okay, that's green computing. Special characters, 8 characters, uppercase, lowercase. Oh, guys, lovely. This is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Our numbers are just climbing here. Beautiful. Okay, I can see you've been studying. Which one is a social issue linked to ICT use? Now, this is something that comes up in scenarios, our cyberbullying. So let's ask the question, what is cyberbullying? And I know we don't have cyberbullies here, not within the Education with Mr. Hambury family. No, not within this community. But what is a cyberbully? Because this is an ICT issue. Okay, I've still got answers coming through for the previous question. Give me a simple definition of what you think. Okay, so harassment through social media, messaging apps, online platforms, harassing someone over the internet, bullying people online, bullying people over the internet. You've got it. You've got it, guys. Lovely. Jordan. Hey, Oh, I love it. Bullying, leaving hateful comments on videos. For those people who like leaving those comments, some of you on my videos, hey, there's always those. Caleb for Mark, nice to see you here. Oh, guys, I love this. I love this. Listen, we are up to 170 people live here on this Q&A. So let's try and bump that number up to 200. Let's see if we can achieve that goal. We've got 111 on TikTok here. Let's see if we can hit 200 by the time we finish. All right, let's move on. Here we go. You see that meme in the corner there? The look you get, like, oh, rolling your eyes when someone says they go into rage quit social media. Good luck with that. So which one of the following here is one negative effect caused by excessive social media use? Which is one of those? That is our reduced productivity. Okay, we mentioned that previously, but can you see how I'm getting the same answer, but can you see that the question was asked differently? Okay, so be careful of that. Be careful of that. Next one, POPIA, the POPI Act. What is the POPI Act, folks? When you see this in a question, what are they talking about? So I'm not too interested in the whole question, because this one tells us here it's the regulation that focuses on data protection. So what data? We're talking about your, okay, that's still the bullying. Stacy, I know, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm waiting. Give me a definition. I've got some here dealing with personal credentials, not taking videos or photos of a person without their permission. It is the, let me just get this acronym correct, the Protection of Personal Information Act, right? The Protection of Personal Information Act. Okay, then here's another one, another term that comes up, identity theft. Identity theft. What is identity theft? What is identity theft? When we talk about this, what is identity theft? It's when someone impersonates another person, maybe stealing, well, they commit identity theft in order to steal your personal and banking details. Sure, I've got a nice one here. Occurs when someone uses another person's personal identifying information, such as their name, ID number. Wow, okay. You guys are impressing me tonight. Impressing me big time here. Okay. Stealing someone's personal information. Okay. Then section E, our integrated scenarios. Now, let's just pause for a moment here quickly. The integrated scenario, please just bear the following in mind. When it comes to, and thank you for all the answers here on TikTok. Brilliant work, guys. Yeah. So when we talk about the integrated scenario, they're taking everything you know. They're going to give you a scenario, and they can pull from a variety of things. So with your integrated scenario, they can give you one and then say, okay, well, let's pull a question from networks. Let's pull a question from hardware. Let's pull one from this. Let's pull one from that. So just bear that in mind when it comes to your integrated scenarios. I've just put 2 or 3 here. And let's look at the first one, a school network upgrade. Your school's cat lab recently upgraded to SSDs and added a new Wi-Fi network for teachers. Think now. Read carefully. Your school's cat lab recently upgraded to SSDs and added new Wi-Fi network for teachers. Some learners complain about slow logins and unstable connections. So before you even read the question, the answers, or go to answer the questions, Just look at the scenario. What are they asking of you? You're upgrading your PCs. Why have they moved? Think about this. Why have they moved to SSDs? What is an SSD going to do? What did we say previously? The read-write process is faster. It's going to speed up your booting time. It's going to speed up how quickly the PC does things, right? A new Wi-Fi network has been implemented for teachers as well. So think about that. Think about what goes into that as well. And then they ask us, identify, and I want you to look at maybe even two, because I might even bring another one in. One possible reason for slow login times. Like, why, after all of this, would you still have a slow login time? And this is where I've brought in two answers. Okay. It's our solid state drive. Yes, our SSDs. Got a few answers here. You could have a slow login time to the PC because, yes, you can have network issues and that can slow things down, right? However, you might have a brilliant SSD and motherboard and everything, but if you don't have enough memory, it's also going to play an impact on that login time. So please bear both in mind. Now, for goodness sake, tomorrow, please, if you've got multiple choice, don't select two answers. You must only give one. All right, here's another one. Suggest one security measure that the school could implement. Now, we know you could put something in like just strong passwords, right? That's a very simple one. But let me ask you this. Give me one method of, or one means of protecting, and listen to the question, of protecting the data on the PC. I'm not talking about the whole lab. I'm talking about the data on the PC. How can we protect that? Okay, I've got two-step verification. Wait, where's that answer? Yeah, two-step verification. Admin controls, encrypting the data. Beautiful. Yes. There we go. Those answers. Encrypting the data, two-step verification. I can put firewalls in place. I can also make sure that there are backups. So if anything goes wrong, I've got a backup of that. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Okay, we spoke about our SSDs and our normal hard drives. Okay, so here's the next scenario. Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay. Let me just hide that. Right. So the grade 12s are creating a website to promote their charity event. They'll collect online payments and share updates on social media. So think now, again, look at the scenario. They're talking about websites. They're talking about online payments. So immediately we're talking about secure websites. We're talking about how we're going to, process payments online, social media, sharing this, crowdfunding, all of these different things, right? Bear all of that in mind before even looking at the questions. Then they mention, yes, here's a simple question. Give one benefit of using cloud storage for their media files. Okay, why? Why would I use cloud storage? Can I access it from anywhere that has an internet connection? Yes. Does cloud storage use more data? Remember, we're talking about a benefit. So we're not going to look at that one. Does it need the internet? Yes, it does. Okay, so we can't say it needs no internet and slows performance as well. So yes, we can access that from anywhere. But again, I just want to say this to you. Sorry, I need to just add that to the stage again. Sorry, it just knocked me out there. Let me just throw that up. Sorry, guys. You know how it goes, technical glitch. Okay, and we are back. Right, so what is the question here again? One benefit of using cloud storage. I can access it from anywhere. I can share the information with others, right? I can get collaborative effort on that as well. Okay. And no, yes, it doesn't need more storage. Why? Because you're using the storage of that server and not your own computer's storage. Here we go. So just one way to make the website accessible to all users. Now, people, the minute you hear accessibility, think about our impaired users. Remember, I'm sitting here, I'm visually impaired, right? Like I need my glasses. So I'm visually impaired. I am not blind. I'm not blind. So yes, things like speech to text. Obviously, we've got options here like using small fonts. No, we don't want to do that. Add bright flashing lights. That's not going to work. Removing navigation menus. We can add alt. What does the alt text do? What does the alt text do? Where do I find that? I find that in what? In my HTML tag. And what does that alt do? Here's my question for you. What does that alt do? Magnification? No. Yeah, C is very bad for epilepsy. Okay, so what does that alt do? Guys, remember, there we go. Here we go. I had the answer here. Yes, it provides text when an image does not show. So if that image doesn't display correctly, the text will be there. And here's our last scenario, the data project. So a group of learners are using a spreadsheet to record survey results about the internet, about internet use in their area. So I want you to think now about a survey. What would you use for a survey? What piece of software would you use if you wanted to conduct a survey? What would be the simplest tool to use? There we go. There we go. Google Forms, right? So think about this. You doing a survey, you're using a Google form. You ask people just to enter, and obviously you're going to construct your Google form in such a way that people have it's closed questions. So you only have all these things. What are you asking me, Achilles? So you've got all these things out there. You can construct your Google form like that, get everything in order. You conduct your survey, you're getting all of that data back, and now you're putting it into a spreadsheet. Okay, this is the scenario. Can you see how I'm approaching this? Right? Once we now have that understanding, now we can go into this and say, okay, well, how can we ensure the data is accurate? And what did we say earlier with access? We said that we can use certain, well, if we're using access, we can use certain rules. What we can also do is to make sure that only certain data can go into that. Yeah, please tell Hercules it's got nothing to do with cat. You see, there's those folks we spoke about. I've got some interesting comments here, but anyway, right. So, guys, I'm just showing you some of the types of questions you can go through this, because there's some other sections I need to get to as well. This is the one I wanted to get to. Our PC specs. Okay, so let's go and look at this. Let me just get that up on the screen quickly, and then we are good to go. So this is the last two sections I'm going to go through. I have on my screen here, yeah, no problem. IBs next week. Computer specs. Okay. So have a look at those computer specs. And you see we've got everything from the processor, memory, storage, graphics, display, the whole works. Right? Now, bear the following in mind. Our memory, it says that I've got 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. What is that talking about? What is that DDR4 referring to? Yeah, that's some nice RAM. What is that referring to? You've got your faster. It's a 4th generation computer memory, which means it's faster and more power efficient. Okay? That's what it's there for. It's our memory spec. Yes, our double data rate. That's why it's DDR. Let's go to the next one. Storage. Now, this one has 512 gigs of NVMe SSD. So SSD, we know that stands for our solid state drive. But the NVMe, remember when we did the hard drives, you saw that small one? That small one? Yes, that's our NVMe. And that is our, it works on flash storage as well. Faster data transfer speeds and lower latency. So yes, lovely, lovely guys. Do you see, before I even answer the questions, I'm just going through the specs to see if there's anything I need to focus on. Then the graphics. It says that this one has an NVIDIA GTX 1660, a 6 gig graphics card. What does it mean if we say we've got a 6 gigs graphic card? We already went through what a graphics card is, right? Thank you very much. So what does that mean to us? It means it's got 6 gigs of dedicated memory just for that video card. And what is it used for? It's used to process the graphics, right? Now, yes, you're right. The higher the gigs, the better the processing, especially if you're dealing with games, video editing, streaming, all of those type of things. This is where you're going to be using this. Jordan saying there, the more gigs, the better it can process. Oh yes indeed. All right, straight shooter questions now. Straight shooter, we're getting to the end now. How are you feeling so far? Are we still together? Are you with me, guys? Are you with me? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling ready for the exam tomorrow? If they hit you with these things, are you there? Are you there? Right? Beautiful. Kiki, don't worry. The recording is here. Got you covered. Right. So, people are already answering. Name the hardware component referred to by Intel Core i5. Yes, that is our CPU. Okay. Yes, I'll mention that at the end of the video again. Number 2, what does the 4.4 gigahertz value indicate about the CPU? So when you see, they say a CPU is 4.4 gigahertz, what does that 4.4 gigahertz mean? Thank you. It's talking about the speed. Now remember, don't just answer speed. You have to say the speed of the CPU, right? Or the speed at which the CPU is operating. Please, tomorrow, DBE learners, wording is important, right? It is very important. Shows us the clock speed of the CPU, how many cycles per second it can process. You don't have to say all that. You can just say shows the clock speed of the CPU or the speed at which the CPU operates. Any one of those will be fine. Right. Next one, the computer has 16 gigs of DDR4, which we said. What is the purpose of RAM in a computer? By now we should know that. RAM is temporary memory. It's there to store active programs and data for fast access by the CPU. Yes, number 10, this is theory. Okay. Can you see the type of questions? Can you see the type of questions that are coming up? What is this, Brock? Are you back? Thank you very much, Brock. Brock's doing it again. He's here. He's here. All right. What type of storage device is a 512 gig NVMe SSD? What type of storage device? What did we say it is? It is a SSD, our solid state drive. All right. Now, Jordan, you can only answer that if they ask you about the primary and secondary memory. So just be careful of that, because they're just asking you what type of storage. If they ask you what type of memory, different. Right, next one. Give one advantage of an SSD over traditional hard drive. Okay, we've done this already. We've said, now please look at this. SSDs are faster in terms of what? The read-write speed. They use less power when compared to an HDD. They have no moving parts, and this makes them more reliable. Okay, please, you need to know those things, right? You're going to get marked down if you don't word that correctly. Lower power consumption when compared to the hard drive. Yes, Jaden. Okay, lovely. The computer includes a graphics card. We already mentioned that, what it does. Okay, here's a question. Why might a graphic designer or gamer prefer this type of computer? And what do you need to do? You need to go check the specs again and then come back. Why would a graphic designer or gamer prefer a PC that's got like 16 gigs of RAM, that's got a fairly large and powerful CPU, and it's got a dedicated graphics card, all of this? Why? Okay, because it's a GPU, tons of RAM, fast visual processing. Guys, tons of answers. Absolutely stunning. You're getting it all right. Okay, if they ask these things tomorrow, you got it. Right, here we go. Here's the Here's the next one. The operating system is Windows 11 Home. Explain the role of an operating system. What is the role of an operating system? And there is our answer. What does the operating system do? It controls the hardware, software, and manages the memory. Yes, it provides us our GUI as well. Yes. It provides us with that user interface. Yes. Lovely, guys. Beautiful. Okay. So there we go. Here's the next one. What is meant by 24-inch full HD LED monitor? So I tell you, it's got a 24-inch full HD LED monitor. What does that mean to you? No. Let's not have any fighting here. Take it easy, guys. Fight with the paper tomorrow. Like, not one another, just fight with the paper. Okay, we're dealing with the size of the monitor. The size of the monitor. The size of the monitor. Yes. Okay, it's giving us the display as well. Okay. But Jaden, this is going to benefit you. Right? If you haven't written theory yet, it will. If you have, you sorted. Okay, I want to move to this. Yeah. Okay. So here's the last few small questions, and then I'm going to end with some tips, and then we're done for the evening. Sorry that I'm taking so long, but I need to get everything done with you guys. So we said the computer has 16 gigs of RAM. If you upgrade to 32 gigs, what improvement are you going to notice? Got one saying the computer will run faster. So if we go from 16 gigs to 32 gigs, then what's going to happen? Yo, Jordan, take your time. Okay. Okay, more tabs, faster processing, performance of the computer. Don't stress so much, man. Don't stress so much. Could take some time to relax. Watch one of the videos. Take it easy. You'll be okay. What's going to happen if I move from 16 gigs to 32 gigs? It's going to be able to handle more programs, run more programs at the same time, and handle bigger tasks as well. So is that going to affect the overall performance of my PC? Yes, it is going to. Things are going to run a lot smoother, a lot quicker. All right. Where are you reading the question? I'm reading it on YouTube because I'm live on YouTube as well. Okay. Yes. That's a very interesting point, because you need to look at the type of RAM that you're going to be busy with as well. Okay. Sir, can we go for 10 more? I'm not going to survive, Ninja. I'm not going to survive. All right. So we did that one. Sorry, I'm going backwards here. A learner needs to store video projects. Listen now. Store video projects. Should they add RAM or a 2 terabyte hard drive? The question is, a learner needs to store video projects. And I'm getting the answer. Beautiful. Hard drive, says Dre. 2 terabyte hard drive, 2 terabyte hard drive. Class of what? Class of 2021 year, respect what you're doing for the students. Yasin, nice to see you here. My old learners. This is beautiful, man. Guys, we're on 193 live viewers here on YouTube. We've almost hit that 200 mark. We're on 150 on TikTok. This is a phenomenal way to end off things for the DBE learners. Fantastic. So 2 terabyte hard drive because we have larger files. All right. Here's another one. Suggest one hardware and one software way to improve your boot up time. Okay, guys, you shouldn't be learning new things here. Your teachers should have covered like all the stuff. Oh my word. I don't want to laugh because I know how things can go. Yes, I will be live for the IEB. I will be. Sure, it feels like a workout. And I'm gonna miss you guys as well. Please now for the YouTube folks, for those who are subscribed, just turn the notifications off. Right? Don't unsubscribe. We want to get those numbers up. We're aiming for, at the beginning of the year, 50,000 subscribers, and by the end of next year, we want to hit that 100K and lift that YouTube clock. Okay, that's where we want to be for next year. So grade 12s, even when you're finishing, don't worry to unsubscribe. Just turn the notifications off. We want to get those numbers up there and be like the most recognized CAT channel out there. Okay, so one hardware, one software. I'm getting different answers here. I'm getting the IEB live will be the day before the IEB. So it'll be the 17th. Hardware, I can change my hard drive. I can use an SSD as opposed to a traditional hard drive. With the software, a simple one. I can just disable some of the startup programs. Right? I'm putting my children on this channel in the future. No problem. My cat hero. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate everything. Brock, enough now. But thank you. I really appreciate it, Brock. You guys. Oh, you're going to make me emotional this evening now, man. I knew someone was going to come with it. No, I'm not fighting. I know some people are making comments, but it's okay. It's okay. Right. Let's keep going. I love that. Best teacher there. Yes, you can rewatch the live. No problem. You see there it starts. Oh yeah. Oh guys, wait, I can't keep up. Oh yeah. No, of course. I've got nothing against the guy. Mr. Long is doing great work as well. So yeah, you know what, whichever you prefer, it's entirely up to you. I'm not here to talk bad about anyone. I don't do that. Whatever works for you. Here's the next one. A student installs many apps and the system slows down. Think of your phone. You install a ton of apps, right? Like many of you have. You've got all these different social media platforms and editing things for posting all your TikToks and all these different stuff. And that system starts to slow down. Can you give me 2 reasons why it would do that? And I've already got. Running out of storage, low memory, storage, clogs the RAM, low storage. Ever noticed? No problem. Thank you very much. I will take those flowers. You're going to do great tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't worry. Storage. Right. So what do we have? Well, we've got too many background tasks using resources. So we might need to close some of those apps running in the background. I will definitely pray for you guys when I'm done. And then low free space for virtual memory as well. Just the storage itself, as many of you are saying, low storage, right? So that's definitely one. Okay, we've done that. We've done that. Then this is the very last section, guys. And I want to go through this. These are not questions. These are now just understanding what the question wants from you. Okay? Because you're going to get these different words, and I want you to understand what they are asking of you. Please, please. Here's the first one. When they talk about define, when they talk about defining, we're asking for the exact meaning of the term. So, like we said in our question, define data validation. And you're going to give me the answer, an exact answer. Yes, we've hit 200. We've hit 200, 205. Oh my word. Well done to all of you. It's you. Fantastic work. Fantastic work. Let's continue. Let's continue. No problem, Ricky. Next one. Describe. So when you see the word describe, what then? We're talking about what something looks like or how it works in order. Okay? So please, thank you, guys. Oh, you guys are, yeah, I've got to just compose myself here. Thank you very much. So describe. Tell us what something looks like or how it works in order. So there's an example of a question. Again, you can go through these things afterwards. Explain. Give reasons or say how or why something happens. So there they give us a question. The Rassie of cat. Explain why a solid state drive is faster than a hard drive. Because it uses flash memory with no moving parts. Can you see? So you need to indicate the how or why. The how or why. Okay, let's go with the next one. To distinguish, to differentiate. Okay, show clear differences between two or more ideas. So if you see that word, distinguish, differentiate, it's showing clear differences between two or more ideas. Okay, and again, you can have a look through the various examples that I have. Then compare. This is to do what? To point out similarities or differences. I mean, that's fairly simple. To discuss. Now here with discuss, please, you must present an argument, give an advantage, disadvantage, opinion, and then conclude. Right? So please, guys, please just do that. Evaluate. Here's another one. I've seen this come up in papers many times. So our evaluate is to judge value, judge its usefulness, judge its effectiveness. There's an example of a question as well. Look, if they ask you, this is the thing. If they ask you for your opinion, then it's like, yeah, you can't really get the answer wrong because they asked you for your opinion. Okay, so the fourth industrial revolution is more where machines are running things and machines are doing things. But the fifth industrial revolution is where we as human beings are working with the machines to a common goal. Okay. Next one is analyze. break something up into parts, and show relationships. Borrow me your brain for tomorrow. Oh, no, I need it. I need it. I need it. Okay. So, guys, these are the types of questions that can come up. Justify, give reasons for a choice or option. That's another one that comes up. And then recommend, suggest, or propose. Right? So these are all the different types of commands that come up. These are all the different types of commands that come up. And folks, and folks, and folks, and folks, and folks, that is it for CAT grade 12, the DBE theory. That is as much as I can do. Let's just remember the following. Please, please, just remember the following. Go to the YouTube channel, Education with Mr. Hambury. Go check out the latest theory video. I did one for last year's paper, section A, section B, section C. I did it for the IB and the DBE, right? For all. Then, just hang on, it's coming. Then, in the description of those videos, I've got links to past papers, right? So let me just go to the channel here and just go and show you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And let's pull up, what did I use? What was the last one? The last one was, let's do section C. Let's open that video into the description. Okay, so let's go and have a look at this quickly. Let me take that off the screen. I'm going to close that. And let's see if I can share this. All right. So there you can see there's Education with Mr. Hambury. We're going to go down into the description of this video. You can see, guys, there we go. There's your exam readiness guide. There's the various playlists. There's the data files to old papers as well. This is a good guide. That's the flashcards as well. So everything is there. Just go to the channel. Guys, everything that you need is there to help you prepare for tomorrow. So now you're not cooked. Now the only thing you're cooking is food. We're not cooked. You'll be fine. No problem. Grade 12s, DBE learners, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being part of this journey, for being with me. Some of you for the last 3 years, some for 2 years, some only this year. Some of you clearly only tonight, but that's fine. Thank you so much. I wish you everything of the best. I pray that God will bless you tomorrow, that He'll give you a calm mind, a calm spirit, that He'll give you focus to do your best. Guys, after this live, you need to relax a little bit. Then you can go and rewatch it and watch some of those other things, do some of the past papers for those who are going to be busy through the night. Don't spend too much time tonight. Go get some sleep. Wake up early so that you are fresh, ready to hit that paper tomorrow. For those who are obviously going to be moving on from CAT, this is it for CAT. The grade 12s, don't unsubscribe. Just mute those notifications because we still want to move up to that 100,000 goal next year. But again, I just want to say thank you and God bless to each and every one of you. I really appreciate the support, the views, the comments, the interaction. This has been phenomenal. This has been the best live I've done so far. And I mean, we hit over 200 folks live on this side, over 120 or 30 on TikTok as well. So really just thank you for everything. God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And thank you for all these phenomenal comments. Thank you so much. Oh my word. Yeah. I had to just take a breath. Anyway, God bless. Study hard. And tomorrow, remember, just do your best. Mr. H has got you covered with everything. Thank you, guys. God bless and good night.